do is take a look at the 2 point conversion because that really obviously is what the game came down to. So what I'm showing you guys right here, and I don't have the clip because they called the timeout, so it didn't clip in all 22. But this was the alignment they came out with for the 2 point attempt before Mike Tomlin called a timeout. And as you can see, there is no Derrick Henry. That is Justice Hill off to the side, to the right of the formation. And Patrick Ricard is obviously lined up here. We all know this formation. We know what the Ravens were going to do. This is quarterback power. And so whether or not Ricard was going to motion or they were just going to run it to the left behind Ricard, it was going to be a QB power. I fundamentally don't have an issue with that. Obviously, I think it's easier to put Derrick Henry on the field because of what he does to the defense's eyes. I like the idea of having either an RPO or a zone read, specifically a zone read. They've been struggling with their RPOs, which actually we'll take a look at here a little bit later, but fundamentally didn't have a huge issue with the play call here because that has been their bread and butter when they needed a big play on 4th and short. This is obviously like a 4th and 2 type situation, or 2.5, whatever. But so fundamentally, they come out, they do this. Tomlin calls a timeout because they wanted to get their defense. They wanted to see what the Ravens were going to show and then adjust their formation, adjust what they're going to do. So what did the Ravens respond with? So they come back out with Patrick Ricard's now out of the game. So they came out with a different formation, different play call, different everything. We're in kind of one of those split looks or a shotgun look with Justice Hill split out. So what's shocking to me is regardless of your play call, when you come back out into this, into that call and you don't put Derrick Henry back on the field and you're in shotgun with Justice Hill, it's shocking to me. And then they have I think that's Tylan Wallace. Yeah, sorry, that's Tylan Wallace in a bunch with Aguilar and Likely. So let's watch the play. And what I want you guys to focus on is you can see Aguilar pointing to Likely right here. So watch them as we watch this play, and then we'll come back and take a closer look. See how they're communicating with one another and Likely waves them off? It really looked like no one knew what to do. Now, I know Lamar ends up throwing that ball away, but that was a designed run. And so the idea here is you're going to get Tylan motioning across, and the hole is supposed to be a counter. So you can see he fakes the counter. Justice Hill would be your lead blocker, and it does draw a queen. So it does draw a queen and one of the linebackers here in the middle of the formation. So they clearly, I think it's a safety because they're probably in a man defense just to lock down in case it's a pass. So Queen obviously had the running back. 26 here had Tylan Wallace. So again, shocking to me that they kind of come out with this counterplay, but really the fundamental issue is 51 just blows up this play. And so as soon as the snap goes, and you can see right here, this is a big ass. This is 51's an edge rusher, and they're going to ask Nelson Aguilar to pin him. So he's got to pin down, block that outside shoulder, pin him inside so that the pullers can get around. So as soon as the snap goes, you're going to get the left guard Patrick McCary and the center Tyler Linderbaum pulling. And again, Aguilar has to pin down on 51 and at least clear a pull route, right? So even if he's not going to drive block him, he needs to clear him off the line. But the fundamental issue for me is Isaiah Likely and Ronnie Stanley are pinning 97, but nobody's double teaming 51. Now, as the more outside player, that is more fundamental to take him out than it is to take out Cam Hayward here. So they're doubling the wrong player, in my opinion, in terms of the play design. And you can see right there, 51 works himself right into the pulling path. McCary's going to hit him. Linderbaum pulls inside, and 51 just has completely blown up this play now. So structurally within this play, you need to double team 51 if you're going to double team anyone. Cam Hayward, if this play is going outside of the bunch, which based on Lamar's path and the pullers, it is, right? It's going to go outside of Nelson Aguilar. 97 isn't going to make that play across against Ronnie Stanley. So double teaming him and not double teaming 51 is wrong structurally. So that's a fundamental issue. And then, the little throwaway. So just a very unfortunate call in this one, poorly executed, but also a poor play call. So fundamentally, just not getting it done with the 2 point conversion. So that's kind of number one, taking a look at it. That would have sent it to OT, and then I like our guys more in OT based on how the offenses were playing versus the defenses. Steelers didn't have a touchdown in this whole game. The Ravens had two. They couldn't kick a field goal. But then we get into some of the deeper issues, and